You close the door. You sit down. And for a second, the weight of everything you've been carrying all day finally lands. The conversation you smiled through. The comment that stung, but you laughed at anyway. The moment someone said something cruel, and you said nothing. Not because you had nothing to say, but because you felt too much to speak. Nobody saw any of it. And that's exactly how you planned it. If that's you, you're not cold. You're not emotionally unavailable. And you're definitely not broken. There's actually a psychological name for what you are. And what researchers found about people like you will completely change the way you see yourself. Let's start with what's actually happening inside you. Psychologists call it emotional masking. And it's not the same as being numb. Numbness means you don't feel. Masking means you feel everything. Every shift in someone's tone, every unspoken tension in a room, every word that lands wrong, and you process all of it quietly, invisibly, alone. Dr. Elaine Aron, who spent decades researching highly sensitive people, found that roughly 20% of the population has a nervous system that processes emotional information significantly deeper than average. Deeper doesn't mean louder. It means your brain is running a full analysis on every interaction, while your face stays completely still. You're not checked out. You're overwhelmed with data. And here's where it gets interesting. Neuroscientists at the University of British Columbia found that people who mask their emotions don't experience less emotion than others. They experience more. Their amygdala, the brain's emotional processing center, activates more intensely. Their mirror neurons, the ones responsible for feeling what others feel, fire more frequently. So while someone else walks into a room and notices nothing, you walk in and immediately sense who's uncomfortable, who's pretending, who's about to cry but won't. You didn't choose this. Your brain was built this way. But why the mask? Why feel everything and show nothing? This is where childhood enters the picture. Think back. Maybe you were the kid who cried too easily and someone made you feel weak for it. Maybe emotions in your home were treated like inconveniences. Too loud, too dramatic, too much. Maybe you learned early that showing what you felt made you a target. So you built something instead. Not a wall exactly. More like a glass window. You can see everything. You feel everything. But nobody can see in. And for a long time, that window kept you safe. Psychologist James Gross at Stanford University spent years studying something called emotional suppression. And what he found is both fascinating and painful. People who regularly suppress emotional expression don't eliminate the emotion. They store it. The feeling doesn't disappear when you swallow it. It goes somewhere quieter, deeper, and it waits. Your body keeps the score long after your face has moved on. That tightness in your chest during a difficult meeting. The exhaustion that hits you the moment you're finally alone. The way you can hold yourself together all day and then completely fall apart in the shower. That's not weakness. That's months of unfelt feelings finally finding a door. And here's what nobody talks about. The loneliness of being this way. Not the kind of loneliness that comes from being alone. The kind that comes from being surrounded by people who think they know you and realizing none of them actually do. Because the version of you they see is only the surface. The real you, the one that replays conversations at midnight. The one that feels a stranger's sadness like it belongs to you. The one that has cried over a song no one else even noticed, that version has never really been introduced. And some part of you wonders if it ever will be. But here's the truth that changes everything. The same sensitivity that makes you hide is the exact thing that makes you irreplaceable. Research from Harvard Medical School found that people with high emotional sensitivity demonstrate stronger empathy, deeper intuition, and more accurate readings of social situations than their less sensitive counterparts. You walk into rooms and understand people they haven't understood themselves. You notice the things that matter before anyone else does. You love with a depth that most people spend their whole lives searching for. The mask was never the real you. It was the armor you built when the world wasn't ready for how much you feel. You don't have to perform numbness to survive. You don't have to shrink the size of what's inside you to make other people comfortable. Feeling everything isn't a flaw waiting to be fixed. It's a frequency very few people are tuned to. And the ones who finally meet someone like you, someone who actually feels, actually notices, actually cares, they never forget it. If this is you, leave a quiet comment below. And if you want to understand yourself even deeper, the next video might explain more about you than you expect.